Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Starting to see a cloud layer that has built into the area, giving us a ceiling around 5,000 feet. Otherwise, it's expecting dry and chilly conditions today as we move through our Tuesday, expecting those winds to be lighter than what we saw yesterday, and we'll see those winds staying light and turning more southwesterly as we get later in the day today, with some returning of fairly seasonable temperatures for our day tomorrow. If you take a look at the current surface analysis, high pressure and control over the area, that system that passed through yesterday, now well off to the east, did end up being quite the snow event for points south and southwest of the local area. Outside of a few some brief light snow here locally, we escaped seeing any significant impacts from that system. If we take a look at the current visible satellite, we can see that cloud layer that has built in over the area from the south-southwest. Again, seeing a ceiling around 5,000 feet. We'll likely see that linger around through much of the day, so changing to a bit more mostly cloudy conditions, and we'll see partly cloudy conditions return as we get later into the afternoon. We're going to take a look at the European model here zoomed out for the extended forecast, what we can expect things to play out as we move through the next several days. As mentioned, dry conditions, high pressure and control as we move through the day today. We'll see temperatures struggle to get out of the 30s, and as we move into the evening time frame, we'll see those winds turning southwesterly ahead of another front that will approach the area late tomorrow. We'll see those winds becoming quite breezy, particularly as we get into our Wednesday, but still remaining dry around the area. And then we see that area of low pressure tracking to the east, well to our north, and that drops a boundary into our area, as mentioned, late Wednesday, with another shot of some below average cold air into the area as we get into our day on Thursday. We'll see as that boundary passes some light precip indicated mainly to our north, not expecting any precipitation outside of a very minimal chance of a brief light shower or sprinkle, but should remain dry through the period. We'll see those winds shifting northwesterly behind the front, going to remain slightly breezy to breezy as we move into the day on Thursday. So looking at another very chilly and cold day for Thursday with those breezy conditions and back to well below average temperatures. As we move into the end of the week, we will see that breeze start to weaken moving into the day on Friday. Upper level flow becomes a bit more zonal, but it does look like potential for some upper level energy moving through the region late Friday night into early Saturday morning. Kind of not looking too impressive at this time, and a fairly weak disturbance moving through the flow, but it's something we'll keep an eye on. It does have a chance of bringing some light precip again late Friday and early Saturday. Mainly rain, possibly mixing with some snow, but again, precip amounts look fairly minimal too, with that disturbance looking fairly weak at this time. Looking to dry things out as we move through the day on Saturday with that zonal flow remaining, but as we get into the end of the weekend, models are starting to hone in on the potential of another potent upper level trough dropping into the region as we get later in the weekend, and a potential area of low pressure developing along that. As you can see here, moving into Sunday, the potential for some breezy and rainy conditions. It does look like, at least at this time, the frozen precip will stay off to the north of the area, but nonetheless potential for some rain showers before another shift in the winds, becoming breezy out of the northwest as some colder temperatures once again move into the area for late next week. So still a few days out, and expect some timing differences with that, but we'll be keeping an eye on that as we move through the remainder of the week. 24-hour weather risk chart for today looking green, expecting those temperatures, as mentioned, to struggle to get out of the 30s. We'll briefly hit around 40 to 41 degrees for our high today, but generally expecting those mostly cloudy conditions to become partly cloudy later in the afternoon. We'll see winds becoming light and variable later this morning before turning southwesterly and staying on the light side as we move through the first part of the evening, with mainly some high clouds building into the area. We'll start to see that breeze increasing as we move through the overnight and into the morning hours of Wednesday. The southwesterly wind is going to help things become a bit more mild as we move through the overnight tonight, with our low temperature just around 32 degrees, and is slowly increasing as we move to our daybreak for our Wednesday, and those winds slightly increasing as well, with a slight breeze as we start the day on Wednesday. Sea and tides running slightly above normal. Extended forecast here. We'll see breezy conditions for Wednesday and Thursday. As mentioned, we will see a good chance of seeing a wind advisory for both days, possibly continuing into the evening time frame Wednesday evening. So some breezy few days ahead. We'll see a bit more seasonable temperatures as we move through Wednesday, with high around 50 degrees. Once again, back down into those below average temperatures for Thursday and Friday, with the highs back around 40 degrees. Slight chance of that late p.m. rain, snow for Friday evening with that disturbance, but otherwise just going to see mostly cloudy conditions through our working hours on Friday, and chilly conditions. We moderate once again as we move through Saturday and ahead of that system into Sunday, with those temperatures back into the mid to upper 40s. And then again, that chance for some rain showers and breezy conditions on Sunday before things clear out and get cold once again into Monday, with temperatures once again struggling to get out of the 30s for the start of next week. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day.